there's some, physical things that we can do when we get over the top with our emotions, whether that be sadness, grief, and essentially sadness and grief, I think, do need to be expressed, especially in the early parts of it. But for some people, they don't seem to necessarily subside often, and it causes them a great deal of pain. So they get what I call symptom anxiety. They worry about feeling sad. They're worried about grieving. Okay, so the physical stuff. So things like abdominal breathing to slow your heart rate down and to bring your breath back into the body so that you feel more grounded are going to be important aspects in how you deal and manage your emotions. Okay, so let me refer back to our friend William Shakespeare, very insightful man, and who wrote really insightful things about the human condition. And in Hamlet says in one of the soliloquies, things are neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. And so that's a really, really important aspect. So one of the important parts in dealing with how I feel is to use reason. Right? I often talk about, be rational, be logical, be objective. That's how you get, in essence, a handle on especially strong emotions, okay? I can be angry, but I don't want to be aggressive, okay? And there's a distinct difference. At this point, I'm actually thinking about doing a bit of a podcast about that in of itself. So how do we do that? Well, let's start with a couple of simple questions. So the first one, how do I feel about the situation I'm in? What do I think I should do about it? What effect would that have for me and for other people? Remember, we want to be empathic. It's not just about me. If it's all about me, that's called narcissism. Now, there's lots of different types of narcissism. I'm not going to cover that at the moment. But it is about my relationship with others as well. The next question is, does it actually fit with my values? Okay, so let me give you a personal example. I'm a very strong proponent of non-violence, ahimsa. Now, I can get pretty angry, and at times I've had a short fuse. I've learned and I've matured beyond that, I hope, although I'll bet I could still get triggered about certain things. Won't get into that right now, but it's there. Hitting someone is not part of my non-violent values. Right? I don't hit anybody or anything. If I'm hit, I may try to defend myself, but that's about it. But I would not actually be the aggressor. So if it doesn't fit my values, what else could I do that might be a better fit? Okay, so that's a very clear next step. And again, we're coming back to the relational thing. The intimacy in my world that I want to maintain, I need to ask myself, is there anyone else that I could ask about this and who might help or support me or challenge me? Because remember, sometimes we actually need to be given a reality check in regard to our feelings and how we think about what's going on for us in a particular situation. So in conclusion, let me just summarize this a little bit. So the first thing is expand your emotional vocabulary. It's not just good or bad, okay? The second bit is we need to understand where our reactions are coming from in our situation, right? So, I discovered going into an MRI machine that I can get claustrophobic. Never experienced it anywhere else, but in that particular circumstance, I did. At this point, I've tried to figure out why. Still haven't really come up with a reasonable, rational, logical sounding answer to that little problem. The second or third bit really is managing emotions. So, and that is where reason comes into it. Okay, so you need to exercise some good, logical, rational, and objective thinking. And on that note, I hope this was helpful. Please reflect on this. I get too many people who make some very confusing assumptions and statements about emotions and what emotions are. And, the one thing that I really love hearing is that I always follow my feelings. That is not necessarily the best way to go. Just a heads up on that. It can work at times, but not always. So on that note, loved having your company. Let's get together again in a week. Until then, signing off, and focus on inspiring change in yourself and others.
Thank you for listening to Inspire Change with Gunter. Gunter Swoboda does individual and group coaching for men looking to grow. For more information on this and the global Making Good Men Great movement, check out goodmengreat.com to get into contact. If you have a topic for the show or would like to be a guest on the air, please email producers at miranda@noirtainment.com. That's Miranda, Miranda, at noirtainment, noirtainment.com. Thank you, and always keep inspiring change.